everybody, and welcome to this week's Cruise Chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I'm joined by Maxine, and I want to thank Maxine for jumping in at the last second. I had a last-minute cancellation, and I just sent an email yesterday, and she said, I'll meet with you, no problem. So thank you so much for jumping in, and I am really looking forward to what we're going to be discussing today. And I just can't wait to learn more about it. So I'm not going to give a hint until you're ready to say, so over to you.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. Happy to chat with you today because I have just gotten back from a wonderful international trip. And in this day and age, it was something that I was, long overdue. I thoroughly missed travel and felt very comfortable doing so. So I want to share that experience with everyone because I went to the Galapagos Islands of South America.
Yes, I followed it on Facebook, all your posts, they were phenomenal, and I'm really looking forward to this presentation, I have to say.
Absolutely. It was, it is a trip of a lifetime, yet it's a little bit of a catch-22 because it's super active. It's an adventure. You don't want to wait until the end of your lifetime to do this. So this had been on my radar for 8 years. I came pretty close a few years ago and it didn't work out. And it takes something like a pandemic to put it all in perspective of what do you want to experience? How do you want to live your life and go exploring? So what was exciting about starting cruising again is that this is a very small ship. Now, it might look large. There were 77 people on board. It's very small. In fact, there were 84 crew members for those 77 people. So
goodness.
It is sensational. So to do it a small exhibition trip on such a luxury vessel, there's nothing else like it. And I absolutely was thrilled. So I took this photo. A lot of the photos you're going to see, I did take myself. The hotel director is waiting for us to greet us as we're coming back on board. So if this is something, maybe, some people have heard of the Galapagos Islands and some people have never, or, somewhere in between where you think, okay, I know where they are, but do people really actually go there? Is it not just scientists and, tortoises? And it really is out of this world. It is an untouched, preserved, protected national park where you get to observe the wild. Birds coming in, feeding, mating, courtship. They have no, they're not interrupted by us. You can walk by them, walk over them, you swim with them because it's just a total frenzy. What I found most interesting to learn about was that there aren't many large predators. So most everyone really just lives in harmony, and their species are so flourished that everyone's just, it's paradise. So I wanted to share primarily what it's like to cruise right now because it's a big beautiful world and cruising has restarted. And whether it's in the Galapagos or any of our other ships, we're sailing in Greece, we're sailing in the Caribbean, we're sailing in Alaska. And it's really great to see the intense protocol, very strict, very rigorous, that allows us to then be quite free on board. So everything is kind of beforehand so that you have ultimate enjoyment for your actual trip. And cruising provides a unique bubble more than resorts or hotels or the trains or the planes because there's testing before and testing after. And we have made the decision that only vaccinated guests can sail. So that gives us more freedom than even here at home, where you don't have to wear masks on board. We're all vaccinated, 100%, the crew and the guests. And we did a rapid antigen test before the cruise, and we actually did one at the end. So with certainty and confidence that you can just enjoy. So that's really, really great. So that really covers the onboard piece where everything is open. The dining rooms, the hot tub. This ship has it's a smaller, plunge pool, but it has a plunge pool at about 80 degrees and then a hot tub on the top deck at about 100 degrees. And you really just get to enjoy. Now, going ashore was also very, very unique in the Galapagos because everywhere we visited is not inhabited. In fact, all of the itineraries are mandated by the national park so that only your vessel is in that place at that time.
Okay. Which is amazing for, in this post-COVID world, or I hope to say post-COVID, but, with dealing with all the social distancing, that isn't even a concern there, which is great.
Yeah, you get the intimacy and the authenticity of the hiking, the snorkeling, the kayaking, everything, and you really feel like it's just you and the animals. So it's very authentic. And we actually have 3 ships that explore this area of the world. I was on Flora, which I'm going to show you more about. The expedition, we actually passed her. She's fabulous as well. Only 48 people on board that ship. And we have a third. She's only 16 passengers, and she will start sailing by the end of September. So really, truly, the most common option is the Flora. It has the most amount of capacity. It's the newest, incredible accommodations, and I want to tell you all about that. So the special thing about the Galapagos, it's a 7-night cruise, but it's not your typical cruise. There are 0 sea days. In fact, you do at least 2 landings per day. So in the morning, you're on a different island. In the afternoon, because it's an archipelago of a collection of islands, all made by the volcanic forces, and it's super cool. So it's super active. So to pair the 7-night cruise, because you're going all the way down to South America, you start with 2 nights in the capital of Ecuador, Quito, and you have the option of 1 or 2 nights after the cruise as well. And that really ties it all together because, from the airport to the hotel, this city is worth visiting. I took this photo as well from this lookout point. You're just nestled in the Andes volcanic mountains. It's just incredible. So everything is taken care of. And I think I loved that, especially post-pandemic, or however you want to call it now, because you're escorted the whole way. I was greeted at the airport. I was taken to the hotel. There are celebrity handlers at the hotel, and gosh, they're so friendly. They're just welcoming. They miss tourism. I found it interesting to actually learn that tourism was number 4 for Ecuador, and it actually fell to number 12.
Oh goodness. Yeah, they must have felt it. Yeah.
Exactly. You definitely want to get back to it. But there are other big products, avocados, bananas, roses. I learned that. That was cool. And so the fruit that I was having, I was just living the dream.
Oh, wow.
So everything's included. Now from Quito, you actually fly to the Galapagos. It's a 2-hour flight off the coast. I didn't realize it was that far, about 500 miles. So then you meet the ship in the Galapagos and tour exclusively the Galapagos. And so everything is taken care of. Now, I was telling you how the national park is the one that controls all the vessels, and there's 3 different ways to control. There's fishing, tourism, and science. And so I was seeing these flags, on a beach, and I was like, what is this indicating? It's like, well, tourism can be over here, and science can be over there, and the fishermen can only be over there. It's all perfectly protected and controlled, which I thought was very interesting. And there's a capacity. We cannot, sail more than the 100 people capacity, even if you had a third in the room or a fourth. It's the license is per person. So really, really, really well done. To preserve the Galapagos. You definitely want to go there and see how untouched and pristine it is. So what I found interesting, I had no intention in looking at the itineraries in advance because I know that they're all well balanced and they're all mandated by the national park. So this might look overwhelming. There's actually 6 different itineraries because every ship has 2. Every other week you alternate. It's totally balanced.
Okay.
But all you need to know is that all the animals are there and you're going to just see so much. So I actually did this inner loop. And now that I've done it, I am definitely more versed into exactly where I was going. And you can see we went over the equator a few times, north and south, and had a big celebration for doing that as a true sailor. Now, when we look at the ship, it is the first vessel to be designed specifically to cater to the Galapagos Islands. And so every inch of it is perfectly put together to make it a seamless, comfortable, easy flow. Because you can imagine there aren't any piers in the
Right.
Galapagos, like other
Yep.
cruise destinations. You pull alongside, tie up your rope, and walk off. That's not how Galapagos works.
Right.
So we have these luxury tender boats. They have hydraulic stairs and ramps and platforms, making it
Oh,
easy
wow.
to arrive at the beach or arrive on the rocks or arrive to the ship, and you're just strolling on. You can see how big and wide this marina is, what it's called, this platform. They have your snorkel suits ready for you, your flippers and your fins and life jackets. They have it down to a science. And I really love that because there's nothing more tedious. I'm not an actual scientist. I don't want to be roughing it too much.
Right,
I
right.
like to arrive in style. Can you spot the special passenger?
Oh goodness, oh look at that. It kind of blended in there. Wow, isn't that hilarious? He just hopped right in, did he? Oh
They
goodness.
truly are hilarious. I have so many pictures of them. They just jump in. They just jump into the tender boat for a little rest. Maybe he saw a shark down there. Who knows?
Yeah, wow.
But you can
He's just
also,
like, I'm just gonna take a little siesta here, no problem.
Celebrity is very welcoming.
Yeah, goodness.
Oh, it was just hysterical. So you can see everyone getting on and off, very easy, very small groups. That was another very important thing when you're getting on and off. 5, 10, 12 people is the maximum. So you are always escorted by a naturalist certified from the natural park or the national park, and you're going out. But the ship, the rooms, they're all suites. So huge amount of square footage, very functional. You know, you're in and out all the time. You're showering midday, you're switching bathing suits for another snorkel trip. So you have dual sinks, you have a water bottle filling station right in your room because there are 0 single-use plastics on board. Absolutely not. So very, very cool, eco-friendly ship and eco-friendly operation as well. I woke up to this one morning. This is a very famous rock formation called Kicker's Rock. Quite iconic. What's funny is I should have taken a picture. On one of the walls is a photographer's photo he framed of this exact thing. And I'm making out
and there it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
So that was pretty special. But these were my favorite friends. They really were. They're everywhere. And they're like the puppies of the sea. They play like puppies, fight like puppies. They're swimming, zooming around. And this was a great time of year to go because they are very young. They're pups or they're juveniles. And so the energy levels, the curiosity, and no matter what age, there's 0 fear for humans. He's staring right at me and he says, "What's up? Welcome. How can I help you?"
Amazing. Wow.
So there's hiking. So what's interesting is because Galapagos is welcoming to all people. You know, this is the bucket list type item. However, again, you need to have a little bit of mobility to embrace it all. And so every night before your trip the next day, the naturalists, they live on board and they're dining with you and they're doing presentations and they're escorting you all the time. They'll do a presentation and give you options. So there's a short hike or a long hike. They'll tell you if there's steps or if it's elevation. So this was a little bit of a more rigorous hike to the top. This is another very iconic viewpoint you see in a lot of the brochures. And so you have options. You can even just scenic cruising in their tender boats. So the age group on my trip was from 14, lots of families, all the way up to 85. And he was celebrating his birthday on Saturday. And you choose your level of engagement. And you're still going to appreciate and see it because even just from the tender boats, you're seeing the blue-footed boobies, you're seeing the sea lions, you're seeing penguins. There was so much. So the level of activity does vary and it's all included.
That's perfect. Oh my goodness, look at that. I love
so
that.
I took this picture as well and it was magical. And that's how close they get. You know, you don't have to go to them, they come to you.
They come to you. Amazing. Wow. Yeah, they look almost mischievous, don't they? They're just
Oh,
right up
you
there.
didn't. I always wanted to know what they were thinking because
Mhm,
their eye contact is great.
mhm.
They're really looking at you. I don't know who's studying who.
Yeah, that's true. And all of your
All
snorkel gear and all that stuff is fully included in your fare? Okay, great.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everything is fully included. Your
Mhm.
shore excursions, there's no upcharges, there's no extras. The kayaking, the ship has kayaks on board. So you get the wetsuit, the mask, the flippers. You don't have to pack anything for that, which is great. And
Mhm.
normally, if you were to go on your own, there would be an entrance fee to the national park, and all of that is taken care of as well. You'd have to hire your own guides because you must be escorted at all times. So
Mhm.
this is the nice,
Perfect
easy,
way to go.
seamless way to do it. In fact, we were talking about flights.
Mhm.
The We have a promotion right now where the flights are included
Okay,
from
perfect.
North America. So the
Yep.
flight is always included to get you from Quito to the Galapagos.
Mhm.
But right now, if you were to book, you would also get free flights from Toronto, from anywhere in Canada, anywhere in the North America and the US as well. So that's nice little inclusion
Yeah.
also.
Wow.
So there's so much, we only have a limited amount of time to chat
Mhm.
today,
Mhm.
but I wanted to talk about, the food and the service on board. The crew are just amazing. And that's what makes it really special is you have the comforts of Celebrity on board and all the authenticity ashore. I really trusted the protocol. Everyone felt super safe and, everyone's like-minded and respecting space and boundaries. And there were no issues. Really
Mhm.
truly loved it. There were so many extra little touches, a bottle of sparkling wine in the room and special parties. The naturalists did great performances, singing, and also, it really you leave a piece of you in the
Yeah.
Galapagos.
Yeah,
It's pretty
absolutely.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you have any questions? When you're dreaming about Galapagos?
I was, basically I was curious what all was included, which you've covered, which is super. And I love that the flights are included because sometimes, flights to get up there could be a little bit of a hindrance for some people. So that's really nice that that right now is a great promotion as well. And then you've got the two ships, hopefully three. So there's just no reason not to go. You've got lots of availability. And because it's mostly just seeing the animals and the people you're with, you're in such a wonderful bubble. And I think
It's
that's a
quite
great
unique.
way to travel. Yeah.
It's true. And
Amazing.
more, sooner rather than later,
Mhm.
we're not sailing at full capacity. So on that 100 passenger vessel, only 77 people, that
Mhm.
is super rare for the fact that you can actually book and sail in the same year. Normally, the Galapagos, you book 2 years in advance.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's
wow.
a really unique opportunity as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, very good point too. Excellent. Wonderful. Wow. Thank you so much for putting all that together. That was fabulous. And I really appreciate you jumping in at the last minute. And I love seeing those pictures. I'm probably going to be stalking you on Facebook for a little bit longer and looking at more of them. But thank you so much. Once you sort them, I'm sure you need some time to sort them. But amazing. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, Kathleen. It's always great to chat with you and
Mhm.
share, the magic of travel. It's something we absolutely can do and plan for
Mhm.
the future and do so safely.
Yes, absolutely. All righty. I hope everybody has a great week and goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this week's cruise chat with Maxine from Celebrity. It was amazing to see those pictures and how close all the animals got. It was just so fascinating to see how they have absolutely no fear of the humans because the humans are there to observe them and to watch them and not to hurt them. Before we started recording, she had mentioned that she has over 1,600 photographs that she needs to go through, and a lot of them are video as well. So we may just meet again at some point and go over some of those pictures that we didn't get a chance to show. She just got back, I believe it was about 3 days ago, so it was just fascinating to see some of those things. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with Jennifer from Avalon Waterways, and we're going to be going over one of their special itineraries in September of 2022. And that happens to be an itinerary that I have group space on. So if you are interested in any of the Avalon Waterways itineraries, this one is an active and discovery itinerary. And that one I can get for you for $1,250 off the regular price. So by being in our group space, you're going to get an amazing price. So do join us next week. And if you are listening to this in our podcast and you'd like to see some of these amazing pictures, come on over to our YouTube channel, Plenty of Sunshine Travel on YouTube. And the other way as well, if you'd like to listen to any of our episodes on the go, join us on our podcast. It's on all of your favorite streaming channels, and it is called Cruising the Waves Podcast. You're also more than welcome to join us on Facebook. If you want to get in on the conversation, you can put some posts there. And if you have any questions that you'd like me to ask, any of our cruise chats coming up, then by all means, come on over there and post. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody has a great week. Goodbye, everybody.